Hello everyone, myself Girish with Siemens NX tutorials with a new session that is getting started with Siemens NX sketching workbench. Okay, agenda to deal with the sketching tools of Unigraphics and dealing with the geometric and dimensional constraints, fully defining the sketch, and we'll see few of the exercises. So same exercises and the same tutorials I have conducted for the other softwares. You can go and just watch the same thing to learn all the software at once. Okay, let's get started with this. So if you are new to this is the helpful tutorial. Okay, this is the user interface, and you could see this is the part. You can just close it for now, and you can start with the fresh window. You can use the file, you can use these utilities and other steps to just customize your user interface and default settings. Okay, and from here I'll just use the new, and once you do that you'll be having the multiple templates, okay, with respect to the different operations and approach, that is simulation, additive manufacturing and all. So I'm going to deal with the modeling, so I'll just select the model, and here you can just name it, just keep the name as test. Okay, you can start with the modeling now. So once you do that, you'll be having the NXCAD workbench accessed. So we'll have the tools in the home and even different options, that is rendering and view options. So this is the tab where you'll get the details about the part navigators, and this is the assembly navigator. We do have the use design library, or there you'll get all the uh, design libraries like toolbox and all. Okay, now if you want to sketch something, you can use the sketch tab, and from there you can use the sketch type and the plane new or info, and the specify the corner system. So you can just select whichever you want. Okay, these are the few dialog box. Yeah, so now I'm going to deal with this particular plane, that is YX plane. You can just select the same thing, that is side, and just simply click OK. So once you do that, I'll be under the sketch workbench as active. You can use these all the tools, and you can even see the shortcuts for dimensioning. It is Z, and this is continuous auto dimensioning, very important tool. Let's say the sketch particular, you can say at your left corner. To do that, I'll start with the auto dimensioning active. Okay, you can just select the profile tool, that is a shortcut. You can start sketching like this. The on-screen numeric input is also active. You can use that one to define the dimensions, but my methodology is to deal with the rough sketch and then for defining the sketch. Okay, so this is the rough sketch as per our requirement. Once you're done with this, you can define the dimensions. You can even change these dimensions, or else you can use the rapid dimension to make the changes. So if you want to mirror it, just select all the entities once, and from these tools you can able to just select the mirror. Okay, these are shortcuts, and here we have the mirrored curve. Just select this, and here you just need to specify the center line. Just select it and just select this axis actually. Okay, so we can't select this line because we have selected that as well for the mirror. So I can just even just select this axis, that is x-axis. Okay, once you're done with this, to trim this we have the different tools, that is make corners and quick extend and the trim, quick trim. T is the shortcut. You can simply select that to remove it. Actually I need this. You can press the Ctrl Z to bring it back, and then again go back to this, trim things too. Okay, yeah. So once you are done with this, you can just double click on the middle cursor button to exit the tools, or else you can simply close it. Rapid dimension set, sorry, it is D, and define the dimensions. This is from here to here. It will ask you for the point. You can just select the start point, and accordingly it will take the reference. It should be 40. Just enter the value here. Okay, the same thing for this side. the diameter is 20 here. Okay, and from this is 30, and even this line should be 30. You can define the same thing. So it is asking for the line, so just select the same thing. Okay, yeah. So once you're done with this, you can just close this. Here you could see these 2 points are not closed. You can use the geometrical relations to close this. So for that, you can use the geometrical constraints option, or else you can try to select these 2 points and use the quick access tools. So that we'll do later. Now I'll showcase how to deal with the geometrical constraints tab. Just go to this drop down and just select the geometrical constraints. From here, coincident is active. Just select this point, and next one is this. Same thing for this. This automatic selection will help you to deal with the constraints automatically. You don't need to specify it. Software will just take it which exactly constraint is needed. Okay, yeah. So this is how you can deal with this. You can see at the bottom in status it shows a sketch is fully defined, that is fully constrained. Okay, so I'm done with this. So this is a simple one. Let's see one more now. So this is the second sketch. Yeah, so now again I'll deal with the random sketch, means the rough sketch. You can draw the rough sketch like this. Auto dimensioning is active. You can turn it off if you want. Okay, from the existing point, drag it out like this. Now if you want the arc, you can just select the profile. From there you can choose it, or else you can just come out of this, and from here profile you can select the arc. Two ways to deal with this. Yep, so once you're done with this, you can simply double click on these temporary dimensions, and you can make the changes accordingly. It is 40. So you could see according to this dimension each and every sketch will customize. So that is the one of the main advantage of the annex. Okay, and you can even define the remaining dimensions. Still sketch is under constraint. With using one auto dimension, it is fully defined. You can define this as 30. Now it is fully defined. Okay, so this is how you can deal with this. Now we'll just see one more simple exercise, that is this. Okay, so I'll start with, I'll remove this auto dimensioning technique, so you can just start with the rough sketch and you can use the dimensioning later. This is the rough sketch which I'm drawing it. You could see the vertical and horizontal relations, that is constraints on the line itself. Okay, but if you want to define it, just select the line, and quick access tool will help you to just define the same. Once you're done with that, next thing is to deal with the dimensions, assign the dimensions accordingly. Siemens is quite easy comparatively. You can just deal with this workbench and you can quickly learn it. This is 15, and same thing, this is 10, total is 20, and this should be 20. Now it is fully constrained, and if you try to add one more dimension, it shows it is overdefined. You can simply remove this extra dimension, and in the status where it shows it is fully defined. Sometimes your sketch will be oriented. Okay, at that time you can simply hold the mouse and just drag it towards this. So we have the auto rotate to normal to sketch view option is there. The mouse, just hold the middle cursor button or drag it, or it's just you can left click and drag it towards your right. Okay, so once you are done with this, you can simply go ahead with the next step. The next sketch is this. Okay, this is quite simple. So as I did before, I'll just deal with the half of the sketch. So you can use this zoom fit to just zoom to area, and then you can directly use the home tab and sketch tab to just create the sketch. So as I said, I'll draw only half of the sketch by just selecting the profile tool. I'll uncheck this continuous redimensioning. Okay, so I'll draw only one half like this. To mirror it, you can select everything. Use the mirror. This is offset actually, and this is mirror curve. Curves got already selected, and here you need to select the center line. You need to switch to the center line first to make the selection. Okay, you can use the middle cursor button to switch shortcut, or else you can simply click on the tab and select it. Dimensioning. Before that, I'll just assign the circles inside. Yeah, so this is done. Now dimensioning. Can use the rapid dimension, use the shortcut, and assign the dimension. This is 70, and according to that, you could see entire whole sketch will change, and each and everything will be constrained accordingly. Okay, so from here to here it is 40. This is 10, and from yeah, this dimension is 30. This is 15, and from this to this it is 10. Okay, and then this side the same thing, from this point to vertical direction 10, and even horizontal it is 10. Okay, but still we are left with the three constraints to define, so it is quite difficult to find it right. So for that you can use the more and auto dimensioning, so which and all the dimensions are left now. From that you can able to choose, so you could see the diameters. I need to make the changes, so I need to assign the diameters. So this is 10, and even this side it is 10. Okay, now you could see once I close this tab, it is fully constrained. So this is how we can just utilize the auto dimensioning to cross check the under defined and fully defined stuffs. Okay, now the next thing, the next sketch is this. So again I'll do the same thing. I'll draw only one half section. So remember, always try to refer the origin so that you can reduce the constraints, geometrical as well as dimensional. Okay, once done with that, you could see this is done. So I need to cross check whether these endpoints are aligned with the origin or not. So for that I'll check later. First I'll just mirror it. Center line, this y-axis, it is done. Okay, so now the dimension. So you can reset it from this point to this. It is 30. Okay, and remaining everything you can just make the changes accordingly, and you could see this entire profile, sketch profiles, has been converted accordingly. This is 10. Okay, and these distance from this top to bottom edge, it is 10 again, and from this point to this it is again 10. Total is 30. So if I try to define this, it will take it as overdefined, as we already know that. You can delete this. So now the remaining dimensions at the bottom, I just need to mention the 15 and 20 dimensions of this. So can use the T shortcut to activate the rapid dimension. This is 20. And one more thing is this edges from here to here, it is 15. Okay, and then this will overdefine, so you can remove the last one. Anyway, it is 10. So still two constraints are remaining, but I don't know which exactly the constraints I need to fully define. Yeah, you could see this is moving, which is dragging. So what I'll do is I'll assign the coincident relation between these two lines. But still one is remaining. So for that I'll utilize this auto constraints, that is auto dimensioning. It shows this one. So now it is fully defined. If you want, you can just double click on it and change it to fully define by yourself. Okay, this is done. So this was quite easy, but dimensioning took a few extra minutes. Well, so I'll deal with one more model which is same, but this time I'll draw only a quarter section of this sketch. See, so let's start with this. So from the, not the center, I'll start from here. So now you could see I need to make these two vertical actually, not the coincident. You can press the Control Z because I do need to mirror right. So again I'll select these two and make it vertical. Same thing for the bottom, it is horizontal. Okay, now you can select all the entities and mirror them accordingly. Just select the axis, then again with x-axis. Yep, fine. So next thing is to just define the dimensions. We can use the rapid dimension technique. This is 5, and this dimension is 10, and even this is 10. So to make the selection, it is quite difficult. You can select the points anyway. This is 15. Okay, and now it is 20 actually. and this is done. Okay, so let's check whether this sketch is fully defined or not. It shows it is fully constrained. Okay, quite simple one. I'll take one more, that is advanced. Could see the sketch. So for this I'll start with the origin. Okay, so I can use the circle at the center and I'll start the circles, and then I'll draw the remaining. Auto dimensioning I'll turn off because it will create the error of issues. So next thing, I just need to draw the lines and the rectangle and then later arcs. So first let me just draw the rectangle. I take the point rectangles, not the parallelogram kind. Here, once this is done, I can simply draw the lines. This one here and one more is somewhere here, like this. So the last thing is to deal with the dimensioning. So rapid dimension is active. You can assign the dimension from, okay, the total is 25, and from this edge to this it is 10. This is 96, and you can assign these side dimensions, that is 10 and 10 both sides. From here to here it is 10. And if you want, you can drag it by just coming out of the rapid dimension and drag the line like this. Okay, and then again you can activate this, that is the shortcut, and just select these two and define the dimension. It is done. Okay, this is done. So once you're done with this, the next step is to assign the remaining dimensions. From the origin to this, it is 120. As you could see at your left side corner, we have the dimensions. The sketch is already there, you can refer it. Yeah, the bottom line and the origin is vertical. Actually, it is coincident, you can take. So this and this point vertical. Okay, we are almost there. Next thing is to assign the arcs. So for that, you can use the 3-point arc method, but I hate this. I personally prefer simply draw the circle and deal with this. Sometimes it snaps, sometimes it doesn't. The precise snapping is required for this. Okay, so the same thing at the bottom. So here one, and here. So now the constraints, that is geometrical constraint I need to assign, that is tangency. So before that, the radius value, it is 150 and this is 45. Yeah, so you can go with the geometry constraints. Just select this one and assign the tangency. And now for the same, for this arc and the circle, and even for this arc and the vertical line, same thing for this. Okay, but still I think the dimensions of the circles at the top are missing. So to assign them, you can simply just double click on the previous dimensions. You see these, make it 100, and the inside one is 50. Okay, so this is done, fully defined, quite easy one. So last one we'll see. uh, quite tricky, could see. So start with this. So circle first at the center, double click to come out of this tool. Okay, dimension you can assign in the beginning itself. The diameter is 40. The next thing is to assign the two circles extra, one side, this side one and that side one. The bottom we need the rectangle. I'll draw it. Yep. So now the dimensions from here to here it is 25. This it is 12.5 of that, and the vertical distance is 12. Okay, I'm done with this. Next thing is to assign the diameters. It is radius is 50, diameter is 100. Same thing this. Yep, we are done with this. So can assign the geometrical constraints now. Circle and the point, and you can make the coincident. If you're not getting it, you can use the geometrical constraint tab and just make the same thing. So sometimes you won't get it. Okay, circle, circle. If you just select the circle, it will take the center point into account. So better go with the geometry constraints and just select the two arcs so that you can define the tangency. Same thing for the side. Okay, and even to assign this, you just need to select the arc and the point. This dimension is 65. We forgot to enter it. Now everything is fine. The last step is to just define the geometric relation between this arc and the rectangle point coincident. I'll try once again. Yep, this is done. So finally you can just trim. You can use the quick trim tool. T is the shortcut. You can remove this, and the even center circle arc. Yep, that's all about the session. So we have gone through how to deal with the user interface and the sketcher tools and the few of the shortcuts. Finally, to summarize everything, we have gone through the sketching tools, different tools, and then geometrical constraints and dimensional constraints, how to use it, the status bar utilization, and auto dimensional technique utilization. For defining this sketch, we have seen the multiple exercises from intermediate to expert level, kind of. Yep, that's all about the session. Thank you all for watching. Please do like, subscribe, and share. If you have any doubts, please comment so that we can get back to you. Okay, thank you. Stay tuned.